What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here, and I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour. I'm excited to have you here as always. It's it's always a pleasure to do these webinars. Um, I'm back in my place in Alice Beach this week, so as I get my camera on, you're going to see a slightly different setting, more professional. I have like a really nice microphone, but it's not working right now. This is a newer desk setup, so if it sounds kind of echoey or anything, it's because I'm on my MacBook microphone. So next week I should have the mic fixed. It's just weird. It's glitching or something. Sure would be nice if it worked, but I don't see it. But hey, look, I'm excited to have you here. I hope that you like the setup. I'm working on Miami and getting an office there and having this type of setup and a really nice microphone, all that good stuff. Life this last year has been crazy. It's just been very things like just, life happens and there's always shifts and changes and pivots and things like that. So we're in Miami, we're Alice Beach, we're in Mississippi, and we're just all over the place. And then, things happen. So I'm working on getting everything set up. But one thing's for sure, since 2014, I've been doing these webinars. I've been here week after week, teaching completely free. There's nothing for sale. It's just something that I do, for your benefit, to help you, because it's also in my best interest for you to win. It's in my best interest for you to leave great reviews about our services, great reviews about these webinars and our store builder and all these other things. And ultimately, if you sign up for Shopify and then don't use it, that looks really bad on me. So I just do my best to help as many people as possible. On these webinars, for those of you that are new, what I do is I just teach. I do products, we talk about traffic, all those things. And one of the main things we really like to look at is ZenDrop products. So, I think I saw one or two weird items that I wish did not pop up on the screen pop up. But look, e-com has all sorts of genres and niches. So that said, what we do is we go over products and product research, and I try to kind of help you, figure out, what's to come and where you should be focused. Some of these webinars are super quick. Some of these webinars are, they'll be 20 minutes. Tonight, we'll probably do a much shorter webinar, as I got to get a lot of things set up. And my desk is wobbling. Look at this, it's wobbling. Shouldn't, but I still got to get all this stuff set up. So look, we just went through a Valentine's Day, and I say just, but that was like 2 weeks ago. But we also have coming up St. Patrick's Day, which is March 17th, okay? So St. Patrick's Day coming up, it's something you could prepare for, especially with like print on demand products. And one of the things I like to do is I go into ChatGPT and I say, when is the next holiday after Valentine's Day? Because ChatGPT doesn't know what time it is or what day it is. I've discovered. I have to like tell it, which is kind of funny. And we have St. Patrick's Day coming up, right, on March 17th. So we could start like looking at some St. Patty's Day products to sell. It's coming up quick, but a lot of times people are buying something green or something festive. So if I were to come into ZenDrop, type in St. Patrick's Day, interesting. Oh, very interesting, actually. This is right up my alley. At first I was like, what? Then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense suddenly. And these are from US vendors. And I'm going to explain to you what I just found. And I promise you, I've never done this before. Like, I search this. This is the first time I typed that in. Come on. Internet's running slow too. Come on, come on. I know my internet can be that slow. I got like the best internet you can get. Okay, so anyways, what I just saw come up look like some flags, but they had dogs on them. We call this intersecting traffic. So we intersect people that are interested in one niche versus another. I don't know what the hell is happening right now. My internet has been just fine. It could be a Zendrop thing. One second, let me check my internet connection. Stupid. Sometimes the internet's just stupid. Okay. It's called audience intersecting. And it's like you target people that like corgis plus St. Patrick's Day, right? And when you do that, it becomes easier to sell like very, very interesting products like this right here, which should load here in just a second. It's like a flag. It's 20 bucks, 25 bucks out the door. You know, some people could put on their front porch to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. People buy all sorts of weird stuff for their dogs. I'm very big in the dog niche. Average shipping time is 9 days. There's a little bit of time, but you'd have to hit these quickly. And you could mass launch a campaign pretty much for every single dog breed, you know, bull mastiffs, boxers, you know, collies, Affin pinchers, beagles. I'm sure they probably have every single breed. And you know, if they have pit bulls are like one of the top selling like pit bull owners. They definitely buy a lot of stuff when it comes to St. Patrick's Day. But also there's decorations, there's sweaters and sweatshirts. I mean, just look at all of 167 pages of St. Patty's Day style products. So we are a little close to time on this, but there is time to tackle it. And we'll see there's Chihuahuas and Basset Hounds and I don't even know, I've never heard of that dog breed before. But you could mass launch these, like legitimately mass launch. When I say mass launch, you launch a campaign that's advertising pretty much every dog breed. So what you would do is add each of these dog breeds to your store and do a doggy owner St. Patrick's Day collection. And then you could launch an ad featuring all the different breeds and say something like find your breed. So let me give you a quick example. Just going to grab a picture of this. And then I'm going to come over here to ChatGPT. Take this picture. Upload it to, oh, hold on. I'm going to upload this to ChatGPT. Okay. So I took a screenshot of this particular one, uploaded it at ChatGPT and said, hey, I am launching this product on my Shopify store, targeting dog owners who also celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And I want to launch one single ad that speaks to all dog breed owners. I'm thinking about saying something like, everyone is going crazy over these adorable Patrick's Day doggy flags. Click here now to find your breed and get to the the gold, whatever. Refine this ad for me. Give me a few variations of ad copy that would appeal to dog owners who want to celebrate the holiday, and it needs to have a fire CTA and maybe even include some sort of discount if they get it now, but no more than 10 or 20% off. Okay, got it. Okay, so essentially, I'm kind of telling ChatGPT what I want, and it's going to help me like write a couple of different ads. Like what you could do is go to Zendrop, add all of these different things if you want to hit the dog niche and intersect with St. Patrick's Day, which I think is really cool. And trust me, dog people buy everything. I would know, I've sold an immense amount of dog stuff. They buy the dumbest, ugliest stuff, trust me. And I said, I want to launch like a full St. Patty's campaign for dog owners to sell these little flags for the yard. And now it's giving me some copy. Dog lovers are going crazy for these St. Patrick's Day flags. Celebrate the luck of the Irish with your dog's breed proudly on display. From golden retrievers to dachshunds, find your pup and show them off the St. Patty's Day. Get 20% off today only, boom. So what we're doing is we would pair a couple of images in the ad to say, usually the more common images, like golden retrievers and dachshunds and Yorkies, Pomeranians. These are some of the more common breeds. But then the copy in and of itself also states find your breed. So anyone that sees it and sees, like, let's say a Yorkie, but they have a dachshund or they have a Afghan hound, they can clearly see in the copy, if I click here, they're going to have my breed too. Let me go see what that looks like, right? Let me go see if they have my dog breed. It's like those little keychains that I saw on my way home. We stopped at a Buc-ee's when we took this crazy tour bus, like that celebrity, like artists, like musicians travel on instead of an airplane this go around. And we stopped at a Buc-ee's and they had this thing, this like little keychains, but had names on it. And it was implied, like, find your name. And I sat there for like literally 20 minutes, spinning the thing around, looking for one that said Drake, because I wanted to find one for Drake. I invested a lot of time in it and finding it too. So, it's given us some ads here. Emotional dog owner angle, because your dog deserves to celebrate too. Dog parents everywhere are decorating for St. Patrick's Day, adorable specific dog flags. Breed pride angle. Is your dog breed here? Thousands of dog lovers are grabbing these St. Patrick's Day flags. Dog owners can't stop buying these. Your dog is the real Lucky Charm. So look, it's giving us different CTAs. It's giving us different angles. Now what we would do is, it says, pro tip, this will increase conversion a lot. Under the ad of the product page, include a quick line, over 120 dog breeds available, find yours, which is smart. So at the end, in a tagline, just restate that there's over 100 dog breeds available, because Zendrop has, as you can see, pretty much every dog breed. Now let's say, okay, what are the most common dog breeds in the USA currently? Because I need to select a few images of dog breeds to display in the image ad. Give me like 5-6 top owned breeds in USA in 2026. Okay, French Bulldog, Lab, Golden Retriever, German Shepherd, Poodle, Dachshund. Tons of people are now doing like the golden doodles. So what this would do is essentially, your image also is what's going to get people's attention. So if you're trying to get the masses of all dog owners' attention, then you're better off using pictures in this one ad of the top owned breeds, because that's going to get more eyeballs, right? Than if you go to some really specific niche breed that less people have, it's going to stick out to less people. So you have the main most common breeds in your ad as an image or your video, because you can't put 100 dog breeds in the image or the video. And that gets you more eyeballs, right? And you got the hooks, you got the ads, and then on ZenDrop, you got the products, right? List them all, boom, 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 boom. I mean, look at this. You got everything here. The dachshunds, the bassins, the whatever, the boxers. I'm sure they got pit bulls somewhere. There's, you know, you got to go through all the pages, and you can, you know, you can get them, the Akitas, the bloodhounds. And so you would add all of these to your store and launch a full collection. And then you would intersect the audiences in Facebook. And what that means is when you go to the targeting, and we could maybe go over this next week, maybe I could have one of my media buyers come on and do some Facebook traffic training for y'all free of charge. I'm happy to do that. I'll see if I can line it up for next week. And my internet is so jacked. But you could launch a whole St. Patty's Day campaign, and these are shipping from US warehouses, so it's ultra fast. Now, other than that, other things that you could find were some of the decor and the decorations and whatnot. My internet is lagging pretty hard, which is weird because my connection is super strong, you know, on the stream. So like, I don't understand why, you know, nothing is loading unless it is in fact like more of a ZenDrop is bogged down. So why don't I go to good old Ollie? Yeah, it looks like ZenDrop is just bogged down because this would loaded really fast. You know, there's all sorts of like decorations that people decorate. They throw parties. Now it's a little close, full transparency. You would need really fast shipping times. So like oftentimes you can see if some of the suppliers have these in US warehouses. You could do this also through the other suppliers that we recommend. My brain is just so fried, but you know, you have ZenDrop, which we looked at, AliExpress, but CJ Dropshipping. So, you know, you could come over here to CJ Dropshipping, and oftentimes they have US suppliers that you could tap into. They're like a better version of AliExpress, but not as good as ZenDrop in my opinion, but still they're great. Okay, maybe it is my internet because it's just simply not loading. But anyways, you come here and maybe find some decorations and costumes and t-shirts, and people want gag gifts and all sorts of things for you know, for St. Patrick's Day. So like that's one thing I would jump on while it's still hot, and then after that, I think Mother's Day is coming up. Wow, my internet is just so slow. There we go. May 10th, yeah, March, April, May. So you can go ahead and start preparing for Mother's Day too, which we'll go ahead and we'll start doing. Maybe I'll get Shine On to come on and do like a Mother's Day training for you, because Shine On is just a phenomenal company that does jewelry, and it's a gift giving e-commerce like vendor that does drop ships. So drop shipping. So like we could start preparing for Mother's Day. St. Patrick's Day would be fun to play with and test. Last week we went over some really hot products. If you didn't see last week's webinar, then you can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Adrian Morrison, and you can watch that. I believe last week we went over some hot products. So if you go to videos, yeah. You know, I will watch this, the big win big with boring products. And then moving forward, we'll do some Mother's Day stuff. I'm gonna cut it here for tonight, because like anything else I were to go into would be like another 30 minutes. my internet is just running really slow, so it's taking a while for it to load stuff. I do apologize for that. I just got back here to my place in Alice. So like I got to set up my microphone. I got to figure out what's going on with the internet and why it's loading slow. So when I stream, because when you stream, it uses a lot of bandwidth. What's going on here? But I feel like I gave you like some good ideas for tackling St. Patty's Day while there's still some time, right? Because you don't want to do it too close to St. Patty's Day because things won't make it in time. Then, you know, that's not good. But make sure you're here next week. We'll start preparing for Mother's Day. I'll get my media buyers to come on and maybe do some free Facebook training for you. They spend like tens of thousands of dollars a day on ads for my company. So, you know, we could do some free training on that for you and then start prepping for Mother's Day. But that is it for tonight. We're going to cut it short. I'm going to get my internet fixed, my microphone fixed, all these things. I was rushing to kind of get this done for you since we just got back home. But I'm excited to be back here, excited to be back in like a good, nice studio, good cameras, and pretty soon I'll have like a good microphone, and we're going to do some great training for you moving forward, and it's free, okay? Nothing's for sale. So I love you all, wish you a ton of success, stay healthy, stay happy, you know, and I will see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST here on the Profit Power Hour Tuesday night. Good night, y'all.